The terrifying true story behind Christopher Duntsch, Dr. Death. In this video, I'm going to share with you the terrifying true story behind Christopher Duntsch, a doctor who was dubbed Dr. Death after injuring and killing dozens of patients during his time as a neurosurgeon. His patients paid the ultimate price. If you have any loved ones who are considering surgery, please make sure to show them this video so that they can be aware of the dangers posed by doctors like Christopher Duntsch. So stay tuned to find out all the details. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Let's find out the true story behind Dr. Death. Wondery's Dr. Death, like those that came before it, recounted the tale of an American neurosurgeon who was given a life sentence for pretty disgusting misconduct after the dying and serious wounding of several of his patients while working in 2 Texas hospitals. Laura Beale, the host of the Dr. Death podcast, investigated how this sad incident could have occurred in not 1 but 2 hospitals. You'd like to believe that trusting your doctor is a part of the plan, particularly if he's a neurosurgeon and promises to relieve your pain by slashing into your body. Over the period of a few years, Christopher Duntsch broke that confidence, destroying lots of lives. And because the tale of what he's suspected of doing to 33 patients he operated on while practicing in Texas is more troubling than most narratives because it's all quite genuine, the morality tale was mature for telling, first as a podcast and now as the Peacock series Dr. Death, starring Joshua Jackson. To put it simply, the 43-year-old actor was relieved to have a wife and baby to come home to and hug after wasted days enjoying a delusional sociopath, whose account of events is so far detached from reality as you and I encounter it, or the proof of his own life as we come to testimony in this show, according to E! News. When authorities looked back at Christopher's heritage and spoke with those who knew him, they found something really troubling. One example is the accusation of drug and alcohol misuse. According to his top aide, Kimberly Morgan's testimony, Christopher supposedly drank vodka on a regular basis and kept a bottle of Stoli under his desk. Another woman, Megan Kane, asserted he ate a paper blotter of LSD and ended up taking pain pills on his birthday in the early 2000s. She even claimed that after a night of drug-fueled nightlife, she saw Christopher put on his lab coat to make the rounds the next morning. While Christopher harmed many people, it wasn't until a patient named Mary Efford brought a criminal charge against him. Mary struggled with terrible pain after Christopher conducted spinal surgery on her in 2012. When another surgeon, Dr. Robert Henderson, went in to probe, he was astonished to discover spinal hardware left in her soft tissue, an amputated nerve root, a nerve with a screw in it, and several screw holes on a different area of Mary's spine, according to the Washington Post. As Dr. Henderson testified in part, one of my thoughts that I expressed was that appellant must have known what he was doing because he did virtually everything wrong. So to be able to do that much wrong, I felt that he must have known at some point in time how to do it right. It was that egregious. One of Christopher's mistakes was Mary's bungled treatment. Though many were dismissed as accidents, a surgeon told D Magazine that these errors were never events that should never happen in someone's entire professional career. As a result of the huge blood loss, 1 death occurred. Another had a chopped vertebral artery, which resulted in cerebrovascular accident and death. In one case, an esophageal evisceration resulted in significant blood loss. After delegating the surgeon with cervical fusion surgery, even Christopher's close friend, Jerry Summers, could not relocate his arms and legs. According to Local 24 News, he became quadriplegic and died in February 2021 from an infection related to that same surgery a decade before. While Jerry's lawyer thinks Christopher could now be prosecuted criminally as a result of his client's death, he thinks Jerry would not want that because he had absolved his friend for what had happened. Duntsch was indicted for hurting an elderly woman, Mary Efford, in February 2017 after 4 hours of trial. Her case was the only one the plaintiff decided to bring to trial, but after one wounded victim after another gave testimony during the sentencing phase, he was sentenced to life in prison. He is currently serving time in Huntsville outside of Houston. Mary later told reporters, "I believe it will be like a sluice gate that will truly open, crying. I'm going to cry, and I'll think back on how difficult those first few months were, because my life had changed so drastically. I was filled with rage. I was very independent and had to become dependent on others for transportation, meals, and a variety of other things." This concludes Dr. Death Christopher Duntsch. What do you think of Dr. Death? Let us know in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed our video. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons.